Hello, thank you so much for checking out this video here on Show Style and Spirit. I am Ebony, of course. Of course, I had to make a video and give my thoughts on the now infamous, notorious interview between Ebony K. Williams and Iyanla Vanzant, and Ebony's honest response to Iyanla's question on whether or not she would actually date a bus driver. Now, before I get into it, I ask that you please hit the like button on this video. As you know, content creators always explain that your hitting the like button will cause YouTube to push this video into its algorithm, meaning that it will appear for more people who have similar interests. And if you have not already done so, please subscribe to Show Style and Spirit. I do a variety of content. I do cover some celebrity news and gossip. I do reality TV star interviews, and I do TV show recaps, of course. So let's go ahead and jump right on in. So Ebony K. Williams, she interviewed Iyanla Vanzant on the Griot, and she opened up with saying that they were both attorneys. I don't know if anyone knew that. I remember watching Iyanla Vanzant being interviewed on The Breakfast Club, and she said that she was an attorney during the 80s when the crack epidemic was huge in the Black community. And she said that the job was not fulfilling because she did lots of plea deals. I remember that. Because I remember thinking, wow, she went from one enormous career, where it requires a lot of education, to now she's like serving people, but in a totally different way. So I just thought, wow, she's just really has experience using so many diverse gifts that she has. I do believe that God gives definitely people more than one gift, and they can be so varied, in texture. They don't have to be like similar. So that was just my thought. But anyway, so during their conversation, Ebony K. Williams talked about, how she is single. She turns 40 this year, and, she's never really had a really male relationship or relationship with a male where she felt secure going back to her dad. Yet she does view men as being a provider and a protector. And then we all know that during this conversation, Iyanla asked Ebony if she would date a bus driver. And Ebony honestly answered and said no, only unless he was the owner. Now, at the core of this question and answer, of course, Ebony K. Williams, she can date whomever she likes, right? It only would become an issue if Ebony cared about what other people thought of her desires. And from what I can see, she doesn't give a damn. But I do have some other specific points. Now, we all know that she also defended her true heart's desire to not date a bus driver on The Breakfast Club, and DJ Envy was allegedly mean to her. I have not watched it. I purposely steer away from interviews and content where I know that the men are going to be particularly harsh on a woman and call out everything. You can't really call out Ebony K. Williams' looks. They may try to go after a woman's fertility. I just stay away from all of that. So I did not watch it. I just heard about it. And I heard that allegedly DJ Envy talked about her interracial relationship ending. So in my notes, I have her opponents call out her relationship with a white man that ended. But lots of couples break up, y'all. Come on. That's nothing unique to Ebony K. Williams, her dating a man who happens to be white and that relationship not ending, not working. And so, sometimes men, if you're not giving them the answers to their questions that they want, they try to call out that you're single, like it's just you, like you're some sort of alien. Well, if I'm an alien, I'm an alien superstar, okay? In the words of Beyonce. But you're single also. And that was something that I had to have a breakthrough, Ebony, don't even care about the things that men say, idiotic men, because they're single too. The difference is you can tell why they are single. You figure that out. But her experience is definitely not unique. It's definitely common. Even they say 50% of marriages end in divorce. So, people trying to call her out saying that she doesn't have a man, and when she dated a white man, it didn't work out. That's really a lazy read, in my opinion. And also, in my opinion, Iyanla asked Ebony a question that she already knew the answer to. Iyanla knew Ebony wouldn't date a bus driver because of factors like Ebony's educational and career accomplishments, and the fact that she turns 40 this year and hasn't married. Clearly, she isn't settling, which I can relate to. And then at the same time, she like prejudged her. So, I was enjoying other channels copying, speaking on this issue, and they were saying that Ebony K. Williams made it a race issue when she said that someone needs to speak the truth to our community. But let's keep it a buck. The underlying issue is that of within our community. The underlying issue is that of the Black race. And within the Black race, I always say we are extremely harsh towards one another. And we actually expect each other to put up with, BS that other races do not project onto people. I always say that other races are not telling their single women to date potential and you're too picky and to lower your standards only within our race. And that was low key what Iyanla was doing, in my opinion, without saying the words. Instead of saying, Ebony, you're too picky, you need to lower your standards, you need to date potential, she asked her, would you date a bus driver? And then Ebony answered. But Iyanla already knew the answer to the question because homegirl is bad, okay? She is an attorney. She had to earn her Juris Doctorate. From what I've been told, the very first year of law school is insanely hard because they're trying to like program your mind. And then I heard the second year gets better and the third year is a walk in the park. But my point is, you had to like get the bachelor's degree, which is at least 4 years. That requires patience, and you have to be a visionary for yourself to wait on earning that long-term goal. And then you're going to turn around and do 3 more years of school. So she already know Ebony is a bad mama jamma. And, she's gorgeous, and yet she has not gotten married and she turns 40 this year. So Iyanla already knows that Ebony is not with the fuck shit, okay? So I feel like sometimes in our community, like if you think about the movie School Days, like there was a division between the light-skinned blacks and the dark-skinned blacks and the names that they would call each other, during the musical scenes. And it just goes back to how we prejudge each other. And we actually find our differences, as a way to divide us instead of gleaning from each other to come together. And so I feel like Iyanla may look at a woman like Ebony and think, she probably can't cook and she, probably dates white and yada, yada, yada. You know what I'm saying? Like she's looking at her features like, if she did her ancestry, she may not be 100% black. There may be some European in her. And then you have like her skin tone and her features. And I know that this is very deep, but these are the things that in our community we deal with, but we don't speak about it. And we do things to each other subconsciously, in my opinion. And I believe that Iyanla prejudged Ebony K. Williams based off of her looks and her accomplishments and the fact that she hasn't settled. And she like flipped it and made it a negative when she posed that question. But Ebony did not answer based upon what she thought people wanted to hear. She also didn't answer from a fear of backlash. She was 100% honest, and I have to respect that. So, and this is also something that I want to say in terms of like the bus driver. So when it comes to income and romantic relationships, there's other factors to consider. Like, does the person already have children whom they have to care for, whether they're paying child support through the courts, or if, that other parent is being merciful and not taking them through the courts, but they have expenses that they have to cover. Do they live above their means? When I was a loan officer, I'd had to analyze credit reports. And I mean, you can get a Mercedes for under $400 a month in a car note. Like, I know it, but then I've seen other credit reports where it's like $800. Like, that's probably like the S class. They didn't buy it a few years old. You know what I'm saying? But my point is, if they don't have that financial wisdom and they're paying everything exorbitantly, then that income is going to be very low. There's going to be low disposable income. How can he come up with the money to save to buy you a diamond when he's ready to marry you? How are y'all going to go on vacations if he lives above his means, if he has kids and has to pay child support, all yada, yada, yada. And that's what the thing is. So it's like that bus driver income, which I think that would be considered like local government, like a city government job. I would imagine it's at least in the 40s or 50K. If he didn't have kids and maybe he never went to college and no student loan debt, then that income is he's able to become a homeowner, save money on a regular basis. It would be cool. But if that bus driver has like 3, 4 kids by various women and he has to help take care of them, maybe he played around in college and got student loan debt. Now that bus driver income is tight, so then it may be just like a burden to get with him and definitely to marry him because he needs your income to supplement him having to take care of the kids, plus all his other debts. So that is something to analyze. But at the heart of it, Ebony has the right to date whomever she likes. And then on the flip side, because I've also seen that the more money that people make, whereas one person, they may for their fast food dinner, it could be Burger King, but the person who makes at least 75K, 100K, they may actually order from J. Alexander's if you have that in your area. That's like a higher end restaurant. You know, yeah, like higher end, or like they could be ordering from PF Chang's. That could be their fast food meal or something. So that's my difference in showing that the more people make, the more that they spend. So you could still meet a man who makes 6 figures and he's horrible with his finances. He may pay his bills late and have a low credit score, and he can't even afford to be on a mortgage, which would be tragic. I have had to deny people who are medical doctors for mortgages. This gets really deeper. That's like investor guidelines, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. When you have student loan debt, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac want you to consider 1% of the student loan balance as a monthly payment. So for doctors who owe like 100,000 on their student loans, that's $1,000 monthly payment that you have to hit their monthly debts with. And then their monthly debt to income ratio could be out of whack, and then they can't even get pre-approved. But, I say that to say, if someone makes 6 figures, that's not the end all be all, their marriage material. It could still be some challenges. But those are my thoughts. And, of course, I want to close again with, other races are not asking their single women, would you date a bus driver? White women are not asking other white women in their community that. The Indian women are not. The Asians. Mm-mm. One thing that I've learned about Indian men is that they will take out the mortgage loan in their name only, but they will add their wife to the title of the home. So she will have just as much right to that property as him, although he just takes on the financial burden by putting that debt in just his name. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? if you're open to dating out, you know what I'm saying? It's just like some different things that are within our community that we're not, doing and not talking about. But let me know what y'all thought about this issue. I know y'all are intelligent, analytical. You have your own life experiences to draw from. Let me know in the comments. Again, please hit the like button on this video and please subscribe to Show Style and Spirit. Of course, I'll be back. I am going to be busy on Sunday, so I'm going to make a pre-recorded video on my commentary for the latest episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville. I believe we're on episode 5 this weekend of season 6. And then I'm thinking about doing a video on the whole just breakdown in the parenting between Brian McKnight and his kids and Steve Harvey and his kids. Lord have mercy. All right, but I'll talk to y'all soon. Take good care. Bye bye.